So we're on the bus of Israel Against Live Shipments, Israel Saving and Bear Witnesses, with all these wonderful people. Uh, this is that organized it, and let me read you what it means. Ban livestock shipments. Hundreds of thousands of calves and lambs are imported to Israel each year by sea, by air from Australia and Europe for fattening or for slaughter. Most of them arrived after a long and painful journey at sea, during which they are trapped in pens and densely soaked with their feces and those of their friends. They suffer from intense heat, noise, and seasickness. That awful voyage may last for weeks, and some do not survive the trip. The dead animals are thrown overboard or grinded, and the survivors are overloaded from the ship with severe cruelty, using beating, pushing, kicking, and shocking. Livestock shipments are harmful to the environment for the being part of the meat industry, which was recognized as the leading factor in air pollution, and for its overuse of water resources and damages to the land's biological diversity. Livestock shipment pollute the sea and harm the marine ecosystem due to the tremendous amounts of feces and some of the animal corpses thrown to the sea. We call on our government to stop the livestock shipment. Join us in banning the livestock shipment trade. Follow us to help stop livestock shipment on www.shiptohell.org or contact at shiptohell.org. And this is okay. So we're going now to the Minister of Israeli Minister of Agriculture. What's his name? Schuster in Kibbutz Miflasim. And we're going to protest there the continuation of the Israel policy to bring animals, especially as a Jewish state. I'm very surprised that the religious people who are so for them kosher food is so important, do not fight against cruelty to animals, which is against the Jewish religious law, not to mention moral code of any human being. But the Jewish law forbids cruelty to animals, and yet the Jewish state imports animals from Australia and horrendous cruelty. And to sum it up, the words of the Yiddish writer Yitzhak Bashevi Zinger, who said, "For the animals, every day is Treblinka and Auschwitz." And without getting too much into that, I think it's very clear to everyone that as Jewish people especially, we need to be aware of how we were treated, of our ancestors or other Jewish brothers and sisters were treated in Europe, being taken in cattle wagons. If this doesn't make us more sensitive to the suffering of others and to the suffering of animals, then we haven't learned the lesson that if people can treat others, anyone, with such cruelty, we should never be silent when facing such cruelty. As Jewish people, we are here to protest the Jewish country. This is supposed to be the state of Israel, and yet the state of Israel imports animals in a state of such cruelty which cannot words fail to describe, and you can see it on Israel Live Shipment on YouTube video. I will try to post the link below. So we're here to collect people. These wonderful volunteers organized this bus, and we're on our way to this kibbutz. We're collecting people from different places. There is still the corona crisis, but protests are allowed somehow. Yesterday there was a protest in Robin Square. Few but very good people showed up. I gave a speech also there, and hopefully, hopefully every person can protest, and you can also protest privately by choosing not to eat cruelty, not to eat dead bodies of animals, to be healthier that way, and to it's better for the environment, it's better for our health, as many researchers have since in modern times have proven again and again that eating dead bodies of animals is linked to heart disease and cancer. There's the China study, if anyone needs proof, and many, many, many more proof that somehow, despite this proof, people continue to ignore. And let's hope more people join us. And it's very important that people choose to be vegan, because the dairy industry is just as bad. Because when we force cows to produce milk and we keep them in small confined spaces, the milk that people drink and the milk products are full of stress hormones and suffering of animals, and definitely do not promote health. So if we're trying to be healthier people, let's begin by becoming vegan. This is a choice